You can't do that. That's not possible. Why are you like this? You're such a bad boy. You're a bad girl. You talk funny. You're not good at that. Like, that's not for you. My name is Akia, and this is Say It On Purpose. Say It On Purpose is a self talk journey, a self talk channel, a self talk platform, just a self talk practice, really. It is a practice of understanding how self talk works cognitively, spiritually, emotionally, and just the root layer of what self talk is. I have become so interested and passionate about self talk. Actually, this journal is full of self talk that I have written for myself on my own journey. We are always having a conversation. There is a nonstop conversation going on within ourselves, and that conversation inevitably pours outside of us. That conversation is happening all around us all the time. And there's so much science and there's so much research and there's so much evidence. And I think we've all heard it to some capacity how much of our thoughts and the way we speak to ourselves is controlling our lives. This was such a big aha moment for me. This has been such a big aha moment for me about self talk and how this internal dialogue, this internal conversation that is constantly happening, and how we see ourselves, a lot of it in which is not even ours. We have gathered it or picked it up from somewhere, from our childhood, from our teachers at school, from our friends, from our environment. So much of it is conditioned. It's not even ours. And if we don't consciously, actively, intentionally, purposefully look at this self talk and really hear our own inner voice and what we are saying to ourselves, then we end up spending so much of our lives living on terms that are not really even ours, and really inflicting this cycle, this pattern on our brain and on our nervous system, because that's essentially what happens. Our brain just takes instructions from a subtle level from a gross level to a subtle level. Our brain's job is just to take instructions. And so even when those instructions are playing so quietly, they are still instructions that we are giving to ourselves, which fundamentally shape how we experience life, how we show up in life, what we think of ourselves, what we think we can do, who we think we are, what we think we're capable of. We are always consuming. Self-talk for me is really taking that responsibility back, taking that power back, and purposefully and intentionally reshaping and rewiring those neural pathways. Because every time we tell ourselves these things, whether gross or subtle, whether we say it outright or whether it's internally inside of us when we want to try something new, and then there's that voice that goes, you're not really good at that. Or whether we want to speak to someone or say something, and then that voice inside of us goes, that person is way out of your league. Or just these type of habits. And it also could be on the other end. We might really have an inflated self-confidence. We might really think that others are below us. This allows me to really be mindful about, what am I saying to myself when all these 60,000 or so thoughts are going on throughout the day, because I know that these thoughts are inevitably shaping my experience of the world. I want to pay attention to the way I talk to myself.